What in God's name is going on in here?
52.
All right, gentlemen, we doing this?
Doing
it, man. Episode 24, man. 24.
I'm glad you remember because I forgot after 3.
Dude, I got a little diary over here. I keep it like, I'm like a little girl. I got a little diary over here, and I write my little notes down, put the date for all these things, and
you put little stickers in it.
Little stickers, and if I did good, I put a little gold star for myself, dude. Nobody does it. I put it. It's like my own little gold star and shit.
Like, put a gold star,
like a XOXO.
Yeah, dude. And I kiss it and shit. Put it on. But no, episode 20. Yeah, today I kicked ass.
It smells like cold cuts though. It doesn't smell like roses.
Speaking of cold cuts, dude, I gotta order that chicken. We got to order that chicken.
I was hoping someone would forget about that.
No. I'm not letting it slip.
Okay. So this week I'm going to order the chicken, so it'll be here by next. I know we got to switch times, but anyway, we're going to get
whatever, man. It doesn't go bad.
It doesn't go bad. No, hell, they can sit here all week. They can sit here all month in the middle.
Hey, okay. Hey, we gotta talk about this. Jen said I have to eat the anchovies with the heads on them.
The heads, man.
That was not part of the deal,
dude. I'm eating a canned chicken and a burger. A canned burger. Did we find the burger? We didn't find the burger. We didn't find the burger.
Make it, do they?
The burger.
We're gonna do We're gonna do the chicken. We're doing the chicken though. We'll do next week. We'll do the chicken and we'll do the fucking.
So you guys get slimy chicken and I have to eat a fish head.
I have to put black pepper on it though, or something. Black pepper.
I'll be honest with you. I'll eat the anchovy chicken with the head.
Oh, it's not bad.
I'll eat the anchovy with the head over the slimy chicken. That stuff is gross.
We'll put some. What is that? I'll put that shit on everything. What is it called? What's that hot sauce? I'll put that shit.
Sriracha.
Or is that what's that commercial? I'll put that shit on everything. It's a commercial anyway. I forgot it anyway. But we'll get that chicken. We're gonna have that chicken here. We're gonna have those pistachios. We're gonna have them peanuts up here next week.
Pistachios,
all the way. Crunch.
I almost brought them today, and I specifically stopped myself from buying them. Because
we don't have a dentist as a guest.
Yeah. I don't know that we have the personnel on scene for you to eat razor blades.
No, we're gonna eat it. Yeah. We're gonna eat it. Well, I'm gonna eat it. I'll show you guys.
Get Liz back here for an IV or something.
Shake them up.
Get this going.
Throw them in there.
Get that IV cocktail.
So next week will be the food. What's good?
But also, heads up. Shaking them in your hand before you chew on them is not going to make them any softer.
You look a lot cooler before you fuck yourself up. I look cool before I kill myself.
Yeah.
But next week we'll do the food thing. We'll do the chicken. Right. We'll get the pistachios. We'll go hard, man. We're going to go hard next week.
Nice.
But yeah, man.
Do I get crackers with the anchovies at least?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no? Oh, we're going to go hardcore? Just okay. So I guess with the chicken, we'll go straight up.
Raw dogging it.
Okay, straight up. We'll do straight up. Frank's red hot sauce. Yeah.
Can I put some Frank's on the?
Well, first one, we'll just go raw, and then after that, we have to, if you want to go in for
dish
seconds,
it up a little bit.
If you go in for seconds,
dish it up a little bit.
Mix it up.
But people are waiting on. I might go. It's chicken, man. I'll go in for seconds.
Can I at least get the anchovies with the mustard?
They got mustard.
There's some that are in mustard sauce, and there's some that are just like in water.
I'm going dark meat though.
That's fine. I'll go breast. I'll go breast.
That might be worse for a canned chicken.
I'll go breast, dude. I'll go light skin.
All right. Well, maybe it was a bad.
That's a bad idea.
I shouldn't have said anything.
I'm not. All right. So I'm not going to claim meat yet until I see it.
It's all going to be bad.
It's going to be all dark and all bad. No, man. Before we got started here, we were talking. I was telling Trent about the Foo Fighters thing I saw with since the drummer from the Foo Fighters died, he passed away. Taylor Hawkins. They had a son. Yeah. They had a son sit in. Shane Hawkins. He sat in and he played drums for My Hero. That song, My Hero, for the Foo Fighters song.
Yeah. I gotta look.
Dude, it was amazing video, dude. Dude, it'll make you clinch up, man, and cry, man. It was good. It was a good thing. It was cool. Dave Grohl was like losing his shit, man, and crying. Yeah. It was a good moment, dude. It was cool to see that. It was pretty intense to see that kid. I think he's young as shit. I think he's like 16.
Yeah.
He was just getting after them drums, dude. He was like getting it like his dad, just fucking intense, dude. It was awesome.
I gotta look at that clip.
It's great, man. And like I said, I think you'd appreciate that.
Our rock heroes they're getting older.
They're getting older, man. Speaking of that, I was telling Trent this too beforehand. I was listening to another podcast, a big podcast, and Dave Mustaine, the lead singer of Megadeth. Was it Megadeth? No.
Yeah. It's
Megadeth. Yeah. He used to be in Metallica, and they kicked him out because he was always shit-faced, which is funny because they were always shit-faced, so I don't know how that works. But so Dave Mustaine was doing
just an excuse.
Yeah, they probably didn't like his ass. So Dave Mustaine was on this other podcast I was listening to, and he was just like, dude, bands now are totally different. Like because he says he follows like some of the bands he's into now is like Five Finger Death Punch, some other bands that he's into. He said these guys now, man, they're not like it used to be where they used to get shit faced and everybody goes. Most of the bands nowadays, the newer rock bands, dude, none of them do drugs.
Yeah.
None of them are nuts. None of them are crazy. They do their job. They go home and they get on the road. They're gone. And it's just weird how fucking times change, man. Like there's not rock and roll no more, dude. It's not. That's
Being
not
a rock star.
It's not
was considered a lifestyle, not just the music, right?
Yeah, not just the music, but now he says they asked. Well, the guy he was getting interviewed by was saying, "Well, what was the longest time you had been on the road?" He goes, "I was on the road for what did he say when he was he was on the road for like 72 weeks, man. That's how long they were on the road." He goes, that was rock and roll." He goes, "For him, that was rock and roll." And he says, I doubt they do that anymore now.
Hey, but that's too much time.
It's a lot, man. But I mean, I guess back then it was, I guess to be famous. I mean, to make it bigger, I guess you had to do it back now. You put something out online or social media, and people, you don't have to do as much. There's not much as grind as there used to be, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was also, what was the other thing he was saying? The whole funny part of it was he was saying, because they were asking him like, where did he start? He goes, well, when I was 15, I did this. But he goes, when I was 20, I was in Metallica. And it's like, to hear somebody say that, like, I was 20 years old and I was in the band Metallica. Like that, you'll never hear that phrase again. It's just like, it was amazing to hear him say that. And it's just, now I think he had like cancer and I think he recovered from cancer. So I think he's just.
Well, yeah, he had cancer. He's what, 70?
Yeah, I think he's old. He's old as shit, dude. But to see him talk about the rock and roll lifestyle, man, it was interesting to the shit they put on their bodies and the torture and shit to be famous, man. I mean, it's worth it, man. But yeah, I was checking it out. So if you get a chance, check it out. Dave Mustaine, man. Good. It was a good. It was on Rogan. So check out Rogan, man.
You heard Tommy Lee, right?
Yeah.
Tommy Lee was in the news the other day because he got ripped and posted a picture of his famous body part.
Yeah.
He was in a bathtub, and then they said at a concert he explained that he was on a like a 5-day bender and just got really ripped and decided to take a picture of his junk. But I mean, this guy, he's old and he's still bragging about being on a 5-day bender.
Yeah, it's like it's cool and all, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I guess you're a rock star. I guess.
That's his life.
I don't know, dude.
I don't.
I don't know.
I don't know.
How old is he now?
Tommy Lee's probably
Lee's what?
Maybe 60. He's probably 60, man. I think he's probably close to 60.
I bet he's older than that.
But I was a big fan of Motley Crue, man. I was a huge fan, man. Yeah. Like I loved Motley Crue. I loved. He did.
They're still touring. They were just
59.
59.
Dude, almost 59.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
do you remember the band? He had like a spin-off band after he got done. Like he came back like in the 90s, like when MTV was like doing TRL and shit. He came back. He had a band. I forget the name of the band, but it wasn't too bad, man. Like it wasn't that bad.
Dude, Dave Mustaine's only 60 years old.
Oh, dude, he's only 1 year older. He looks like shit, dude.
No,
seriously. He looks like death.
So how does Tommy Lee, how does some of those guys hold it together when they're just, I mean, he's abusing himself all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's
good genetics, maybe. I mean,
I think so.
Guy would be Superman if he just took vitamins and ate right, I guess.
William H. Macy again. Yeah, man.
Megadeth.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, it was interesting to hear his stories, man. Like I said, if you guys get time to check that out, if you're on a long drive or something, check that out because that was like a 3-hour episode.
Yeah.
But it was the ins and outs of music, man. It's very interesting, man. And to be in that time frame I bet you was something, man. To see like because Metallica came from San Francisco, and that whole hair band scene. They were like, man, we didn't want to be in that shit, man. That was that wasn't their shit, their style. Because so they created their own style, Metallica. So it was really cool to hear all those stories he had. Was extremely interesting.
It's kind of funny that they before we get off. It's kind of funny that they didn't want to be in like the hair band scene because everybody still considered them.
No, yeah, they had the hair, for sure. No, I agree, but for them it was like I remember James Hetfield saying, I saw these guys with lipstick and they had like spandex on. He goes, and I wasn't doing that shit, man. I wanted to wear a jean jacket and jeans and.
They were at that transition point, right?
Yeah.
They were at that
you know why he cut his hair, right?
Because of sobriety.
No, it was a pyrotechnic failure.
When he burned his shit up.
And it singed all of his hair up or whatever, and so he cut it off.
Yeah,
I remember Michael Jackson caught on fire too.
He caught on fire too. He was in bad shape, dude. And I think that's they said he spun out of control. No pun intended, spinning. He spun out of control after that because he had to be on all those drugs, man. Like he was on morphine. That's when he got into the morphine shit, and into the drugs, man. He got heavy into the drugs, man.
I was talking about the wild lifestyle. I was reading this thing on Van Halen, and they were talking about how the roadies knew David Lee Roth had a signal he would give the roadies, or how he would point out different girls in the audience, and so the roadies would know to go up and let them know that they were backstage.
They won a prize.
They won a prize.
They won a prize, man. I figured he did
everywhere he went. It was just. There was just a crew. He just picked him out of the audience.
I figured he did his little.
Doesn't matter. You're with your boyfriend or whatever. You coming with David Lee Roth now.
He did his little kick towards the girl, like kick his leg, like
he did the splits.
Okay, kick his leg over there.
But that's crazy, man.
He was a hell of a sex symbol, man. Like he was the god, man. He was hot as shit, for that time,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I was Dude, Netflix, man, they're trending up, man, and then Netflix is back on the scene. Because I kind of got away from Netflix for a while because it wasn't shit on.
They've had some pretty good stuff.
Some good shit,
lately,
and then the reason why I bring it up is because you gotta do the fucking the Ralph Macchio plug, man. Cobra Kai comes back Friday. I think it's like season 4 or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but
I can't wait till he comes on and talks about all that
the
stuff.
book and all that.
Well,
shit.
and I was researching this new season that's coming out or whatever, and they were able to book the rug with him, so it's him and his rug.
He's locked in, huh? He got locked in.
Him and his rug, yeah.
Like a meal per episode or some shit, and it's got to be brushed out on every night. Like brush them out every night.
Yeah. They glue it on.
Glue it on. Yeah, so
checking for color. Checking for color, like the bottom color's not coming out.
Gotta match. But no, I also, an unsung hero, dude, for me was, to see the reason why I watch Cobra Kai. Yeah, Ralph Macchio, cool. It's all nostalgia, but for me, it's to see William Zabka, man, fucking Johnny. He was that was my guy, man. I love Johnny, dude. To see him, I think he brings the show the funny. I think he brings the funny, and he brings it to I think he makes it level, because I think without him, I think it's just a little too corny and cheesy with the karate and shit.
What season is it now?
I think it's 4. I think
Wow,
it's 4. I think
it's been on for a bit.
And
Yeah,
I think it's time to kind of ramp it up. Did
that thing start out on YouTube?
Yeah,
YouTube
it was on
Red
YouTube
or
Red.
something.
YouTube Red, yeah, it was on YouTube Red, and then season 5. So did start on YouTube Red, and I think we and you got YouTube Red and canceled it right after we watched the
Is that
season.
gone now?
Is YouTube Red still around? I think it is. It's still around.
No, it's not called YouTube Red. It's just YouTube Premium.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. So
Yeah.
but this Cobra Kai thing, man.
You couldn't get into it,
I
huh?
tried, man.
Couldn't get
I
into
really
it.
did. I tried. I started the first season. I watched 4 or 5 episodes, 3 or 4 episodes, and I was just like, man, it's just it feels like if I was 10 years younger or 15 years younger, I'd be like, oh, this is my jam.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I get it, because I saw that too. I saw that it was for me the same thing, but I enjoyed it because, like I said, it was just.
But you muscled through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I plowed forward, man. I was into it because, like I see, to see these guys come back, Johnny and to see all those old guys, like all his little henchmen and shit come back, even though they were like 80 years old, they look bad, they look terrible.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see these guys, man. They brought all that childhood shit back, and it was just fun to see that, dude. So yeah, it's cheesy as shit, dude. But I thought it was great, man. But I think it's time to end it now. And now they're bringing back the bad guy from like Karate Kid 3, the bad guy from Karate Kid 3. He's coming back. I forget what his name was, but he's coming back. He's gonna be like the bad guy now.
I know that I've seen all of those movies. Yeah. The first one is the only one that I remember.
Same,
because he was just.
When you say Karate Kid 3, I go, oh wow, there was a Karate Kid 3. I have no idea what it was about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was. Oh, you know who was in Karate Kid 3? You probably guys don't know this chick, but she's the chick from. There's a Teen Witch. This girl's from Teen Witch. Her name is Teen Witch. She was Robin Lively. She had her way about her. She had a look about her. She was not too shabby there. Not in this episode, not there, but she did have a look, and she was in Karate Kid 3.
Okay,
she was his love interest. He always had a love interest.
I see it. She got an 80s look.
Yeah, sure, absolutely, man. Ralph Macchio. What's the matter? Are you taken away by the hair? The hair?
Yeah, we'll say the hair.
Let's
Yeah,
go with the hair.
Let's go with the hair.
Is that her? She is right there in the black shirt there. That was her. Yeah, Karate Kid 3, black shirt, turtleneck.
Buzz's girlfriend. Woof.
Woof.
Teen Witch, man. Teen Witch.
Yeah, she was Ralph Macchio's love interest in Karate Kid 3, man. But she had a way about her. She had an air about her. I think that was it worked for that air for that time.
You know, when Karate Kid came out, there was our listeners are literally turning this episode off. They're like, I'm sick and tired of talking about Karate Kid.
Ralph was Ralph.
Hey,
Macchio
you better
for life, dude.
get used to it. Get used to it, guys.
When Karate Kid came out, there was like all kinds of like off-brand karate movies that came out and shows and
Remember,
stuff.
they had one called Sidekicks and shit. It was with the guy from Ladybugs, the kid that killed himself, I think. Dude, there's so many deep cuts in this shit, man.
Be honest. You were outside trying to kick something.
Who wasn't?
I mean,
we all were.
Who wasn't?
Kicking boards and shit.
Yeah, like I was
2x4s and shit, dude.
I mean,
yeah, he was in.
I did karate.
Oh, he was
for
in
like.
you know who's in Sidekicks? Chuck Norris was in Sidekicks with him. It was Chuck Norris and this kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Look at that, dude.
Yeah. When Karate
That's
Kid
cool.
spun off all these fucking movies, dude. So it was.
What's the one with the 3 kids?
3 Ninjas?
3 Ninjas?
Was it 8? Was it 8? I don't want to be politically correct. Was it Asian kids or?
No, it was like suburban white kids.
Oh yeah, dude, they've been canceled now for
dude,
sure.
Look at that, man. Talk
Cancellation.
about nostalgia. The masks, I forgot about that. They would wear the masks with it.
I never saw that
Yeah,
one.
that one I can't
see
recall
that.
one. I can't recall that one.
Dude,
But dude, Netflix, dude, is killing it. It's back on the map for me. Netflix, dude, I'm watching that. I'm watching. I know I was telling you to. I was trying to tell Trent to watch that Operation Flagrant Foul, dude. That was a good show.
I watched
dude.
it that night.
It was great,
You
man.
told me to watch it. I went home and watched it that night.
Dude, I didn't know the NBA was this fucking nasty, dude. It had a sketchy way about it. It had a seedy side to it, man.
Let me tell you this. I don't know that there is an organization, and I'm not talking about just sports organization. I don't know that there is an organization more corrupt than the NBA.
Yeah.
Really?
To hop into
It
hop
is.
into that. So, what's his name? Tim
Donahue.
Tim Donahue. So the whole episode of the whole series, it's a one episode series thing.
It's either Donahue or Donahue.
Yeah.
Either one.
So he was a referee back in the day, like when Jordan was in the league, when all these guys were all the good greats were in the league. You know, LeBron was young. I think Kobe was young. Allen Iverson was like just in the league and he was getting hot.
Yeah.
So he was the referee. He got in there. You know, when he got in there, he goes, "Man, I wanted to be an honest referee. I wanted to call these calls." But he goes, "I was getting from the higher ups, like the referees that had been there longer than him, and like his bosses, like at the NBA, they were saying, hey, there's rules, but when he got this job, he got hired. Like they said, Jordan's gonna do certain moves. You don't call those fouls. Like if he travels, you don't call it. If he carries the ball, you don't call it. It's Jordan." It was like Jordan and all these big stars. You don't Shaq. You just say you don't call these fouls.
He found that out because he called it on him.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they were like,
you don't do that.
It's funny to hear that because I've always thought, you know, the NBA in a 7th grade basketball game at any school around, as soon as that kid puts his hand under that ball and touches it like this, they're call it.
Yeah.
You know, you take 3 steps, you travel.
Who did he call it on?
You watch these guys that just grab the ball,
over under,
run across the court. You know, it's just wow.
So one of the things that he was like, he was gonna be like, I'm gonna be a stand up referee. I'm gonna do it right. You know, so he said that him and his buddy, well, there was a referee. He's like, dude, we're gonna call these fucking calls on Allen Iverson. I had enough of Allen Iverson, and he's gonna get called on this carrying
palming the ball.
Yeah, palming. You know, and they called it like 3 or 4 times, and it was like they were like getting pissed because like, dude, you're calling fouls, and so he kind of stood out.
Yeah.
So when he stood out, he had an old buddy from the neighborhood, and so all that to be said, like it got tied into like mob shit. So one of his buddies from back home knew a mob guy
because of bets on the game.
Yeah,
because
he bet on the game. So he said, he said, so he at a 10, he bet 10 games. The guy, the mob guys, bet 10 games, and out of those 10 games, they won 9 of them. So he's like, I made them. So in the end, they said that he made the mob over hundreds of millions of dollars for the mob, and the guy he was with, that he was connected to, he was making like a few mil, and then the referee himself, that Tim guy, he made. It's undisclosed how much he made, but he was making money, dude. He was
okay. All right, so we'll get into that in a second. The whole thing started because Tim Donahue had he would gamble, but he would just go to like casinos and stuff like that or whatever. When you become a referee in the NBA, and I'm sure it's the same for in the NFL and whatever, you sign a no gambling clause.
Can't. Yeah,
you can't do any gambling at all. But this is where the corruption comes in. the NBA knew about not just him,
Oh, yeah.
but the NBA knew about a lot of different referees that would go to casinos and they would host poker games and do all this kind of stuff or whatever. And then he started betting on other sports that he was not involved in. Tell me for 1 second that this guy didn't have inside information on those games also.
And
he's a referee. He knows people. So, I mean, he absolutely had to have, and then obviously they weren't able to prove any of that.
Right.
But that's how this whole thing started. And then he started betting on games that he was not refereeing, NBA games that he was not refereeing. And all of this sort of spiraled into this whole thing. Now, to go back to what he was making, I think for certain he made way more money than he told them that he made. You know how much he quote unquote made from the bets that he gave information for? $2,000 a bet.
$2,000.
Probably one of those guys, like some politicians that have a salary, good salary, but live in a $50 million house or something, right?
So the code was like the code between the referees, because when he got into the thing, he started like getting into the crew and these guys and these big huge big name referees in the NBA. He's like, well, I thought we weren't supposed, like you were saying, I thought we weren't supposed to gamble. We're like, They went to casinos. These guys were doing casinos.
Everybody does it.
Everybody does it. Yeah. So
we're not supposed to, but everybody does it.
He had all this information. He knew all these guys. And then other referees were saying like, hey, I don't like this fucking coach. I don't like this coach. I want to make sure this coach loses tonight. I have a beef with this coach.
We're going to punish this guy.
We're going to make it. So they were calling,
or the owner, or the owner's cousin or something.
Sometimes a referee would be like, the guy would be talking, the referee and the coach would be talking. He's like, hey man, they would eject the coach or something.
So it made the referees, this fraternal order of refs here. Yeah. They were very powerful people.
Oh yeah, dude.
Very powerful people.
They were.
They controlled the outcome of the season.
They did.
And there's always the rumor that playoff series and championship series are fixed. It's not a rumor.
Yep.
That's real because they make more money the longer
wrestling
it goes.
was the only thing with a script, right?
Hey, that's what I want, dude. There was one particular one which I took offense to it, but whatever. It's just funny. I was a Lakers fan when all this was happening, and I was watching this documentary. I was like, oh, that sucks, dude. If this is true, like, the Lakers were playing the Sacramento Kings. It was in the final. It was the semifinals going to the final round, and it was like the series was 2-3. Sacramento could have beat the Lakers and kicked them out. Knocked them out of the playoffs. But there were certain calls in that game that kind of led up to the Lakers winning. So it ended up being a 3-3 series, and then they had to go to a Game 7 where LA won. But it was just like the way those
momentum shifting calls, right?
Yeah, so it was like perfect time. So it sucks to, you don't want to think of the NBA being that way, because I want to think that it's an honest thing. But looking at shit like that, it screws up the whole. NFL's got to be the same kind of way.
NBA is because of the nature of the game. There's always contact. So it's real easy to either call it this time or not call it this time.
Yep.
In football,
that's how they got away with it for so long.
Football, it's just, to me, the call that would be the most subject to a fix would be a holding call, right?
Yeah,
holding on any play.
Pass interference.
Well, pass interference too, but the linemen hold every
play.
Oh yeah, always every face mask or some shit.
There's always a hold.
Yep,
there's always a hold. So and like you said, the pass interference call too. So that makes you think. The game that you watched. What other forces were at play out there, right?
Could be changed in one call, like you said.
All I'm going to say is it was a catch. That's all I'm going to say.
We should have been in the Super Bowl.
It was a catch.
But to wrap that up with that guy, that referee, man, he ended up he got caught. The FBI, whatever, got involved. He got big time. So what they were going to do, they were going to wire him up. He's like, man, for me to get less time, the referee's like, for me to get less time, that Tim guy, he said, for me to get less time, I'll wire up. And I'll show you this shit goes deeper than me.
Yeah.
And they were just about to wire him up and send him into the thing, but the guy in charge, David Stern, he got wind of that shit. He's like, so he kind of they say that he leaked it out, so that way he couldn't get to that, because he knew that was gonna tear down the NBA, dude. He knew that was, if that guy got in there and got into with the wire inside all that shit and getting all this information,
so they
would have tore down the. So they just kind of he ended up getting a year, right? Like a year in jail.
Yeah.
Like he got like a year.
I think he served less.
Yeah.
He was convicted, or he was sentenced to a year. I think he served a little bit less than that. But
Dude.
the corruption goes all the way to the commissioner.
All the way to the top, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
the corruption is all the way through the entire organization.
The other thing was too, at the end they show him how he's living now and shit. Dude's like he's got real estate all over the place in Florida. He's like in Florida now. He's rich as shit. You know, he's got money. He's got like a Range Rover. You know, you can tell he's got money, dude. Like he made some money. He stashed it away, man. It was just
they caught him. They caught him in the documentary. They caught him and they asked it again at the end of the documentary. When they were questioning him, they said, "Did you tell the truth about how much money you made?" And his response the first time was, "I don't know." And then they asked him again at the end. He goes, "Oh yeah, I told the truth." I mean, this guy,
he was shifty, man.
He was definitely a shifty guy. You know what's crazy? This dude makes, and then we can move on after this. But this dude makes $2,000 per bet when he gives the information. $2,000, or at least that's what he said. No way. I mean, he obviously made more than that. He's too smart to just
he was very
get it for $2,000, but makes $2,000. The dude had a $450,000 a year salary.
I know, dude. You can throw that shit away, man. And you had like, I'm sure they took care of them. I'm sure they had like fucking what do you call it, pensions and shit at the end. And I'm sure they got taken care of and health insurance.
He still got his pension.
Yeah,
they still pay his ass.
They still pay him. Yeah, since he
I'm having a hard time with someone that would go, man, I got this $500,000 salary a year, and a dream job. There's only 60? There's 60 referees in the NBA, and 1 million people trying to get those 60 spots, and all of a sudden there's he's nothing. He's whatever. Now he's fine because he made way more than $2,000 per bet,
man. For sure.
But
absolutely, man. Yeah. But that was just an interesting documentary.
This documentary we were talking about, if you're listening to this, go to Netflix and check out. It's a series called Untold. Yeah. And I think there's 8 documentaries out right now.
Yeah,
something like that.
There's like a few.
Untold, and it's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I think is the longest one, or something like that. But it's a documentary series that covers all of these different stories. And another one that we were talking about.
Yeah, another one that you got me into, man. That I was gonna try to avoid it because, like I said, and Johnny, you probably know this one too, Johnny. The Manti Te'o one, the guy, the Notre Dame guy.
You know what? I haven't seen that show that you're talking about.
Yeah,
but or is it that one, or someone told me to watch the 30 for 30?
Yeah, 30 for 30. You might have a 30 for 30
but
as
that
well.
there was a whole lot more to that story.
Oh, dude, there was a lot
way
of it.
more.
Yeah, dude.
I thought I knew that story going into watching this Untold.
It happened when I was I was a big fan of college football at the time when this was happening, and you kind of don't pay attention to the details. So I wanted to see what the details were, man. And Trent watched it. He was like, "Dude, you check it out. It's good." It's like, it's whatever. But getting the deep dive on it, man, it was interesting to hear how he got caught up in this shit, man. It's like it was the first catfish, of course. When the catfish, it was a guy by the name of Renee? How's it? Renaya or whatever. Renaya. And he was a guy. He played football and stuff too. He was from the same. I think he was from the same island that Manti was from. And so anyway, portrayed himself as a girl. Started talking to him. They started talking back and forth. And Manti Te'o claims that it was just clean conversation. There was no sexting or there was no dick pics or anything like that. But I don't know. You never know. But anyway, they were just talking this whole time and turned into a thing. And the thing that pissed me off the most about the whole, not pissed me off, but it was just kind of irritated me. It was like at the end when he was saying that this affected his NFL career and it messed his mind up. I could see how it could. I could see how it could fuck you up. But I was looking at, I was going a deep dive on his highlights and shit. When he was a Charger, right? I think he was a San Diego. He was a San Diego Charger.
So he was drafted by San Diego in 2013. Yeah.
So he was a Charger, and I was watching some of his highlights and shit, dude. It was just like he wasn't there. Like, so he was going to Notre Dame, and he passed. He could have went to the NFL in his, I guess, junior year.
Junior year.
But he passed, and he went for a senior, and that's where I think he fucked up. I think he peaked. His senior year. He peaked, and I think because in his senior year they went to the bowl. And they got their ass blown out by fucking Alabama. And I think he should have passed that year. But he should have took that energy he had instead of taking it to the NFL that senior year, because he was in the running with the Heisman Trophy with Johnny Manziel.
So when did that story break? Was he in college still, or was that
in
with
college.
the draft
College.
time?
It was right. It was right before the
Right
championship
senior
game.
year, I guess.
Or no, it was right before the game before the championship.
I just remember that, and everybody, the joke was this, the myth, the make believe girlfriend.
Yeah.
That the imaginary girlfriend.
Now I don't know if I think the story about his girlfriend dying happened. You don't have to fact check me on this, but I think that broke the game before the championship game, and then some information started to leak about this might not be real or whatever. And so the story about it being a catfish happened right before the championship.
I'm going to tell you that he's lucky that it was back then when everybody's meme game wasn't as strong as it is right now.
Yeah.
Because man,
he got caught up in a lot of memes though. There was some good ones, man. There's some really good ones. Like when he got picked up from San Diego, they're like, look at Tateo and his chick enjoying the beach in San Diego, and it's like him and hugging nothing. Like he was hugging nothing.
Yeah.
There was some badass memes though.
The crazy thing is, this kid was truly he was truly phenomenal in high school and all the way through college.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, he sucked in his last game, but his whole his senior year he was the runner up for the Heisman to Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel.
But he all of the other awards he won, Maxwell Award, all that kind of stuff. But he was very talented. I think what messed him up was obviously not the fact that he thought his girlfriend, died, because even when he got information that she was gone, some people in his inner circle had already been telling him, I don't think this is real.
It's not real. Yeah, they couldn't find the crash and shit. Like she was in a crash or some bullshit.
And the only reason that, and I am not trying to make excuses for him. I'm not. I'm just saying, looking from his perspective, the only reason why he let it last so long, I think, was because of how sick this other individual was that was catfishing him, because they had some of their family members go and meet him and say that they were family members of this Lene character. The Lene character was the made up name. Wow. And so this guy sent his own family to go meet this guy. Yeah. And there's a spot in the documentary where Renaya, the guy that was posing as this girl, where he actually met Manti Te'o at a game. It was like after a game or before a game or something like that. And just played it off like, I'm just one of your fans or whatever. Like that.
I'm her cousin. Like I'm her cousin. I'm gonna meet. It was
this guy was sick.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. Yeah.
So did they talk to this guy?
Yeah. Oh, you got the finished product. You got at the end of the documentary, you got the finished product.
Hey.
Hey, the cake came out of the oven, and it was like, that was an ugly ass cake, but it came out the oven.
So one of the main characters that's interviewed in this whole thing is Renaya after he transitioned.
It's not. What's his name now? Naya, right? Naya.
It's just Naya now.
Naya now, and she's a woman now, and it's
she's a dime, huh?
Yeah. So it looks. So what I was gonna say was it's funny because that dude was when it was.
There you go. That's Naya right there.
There you go.
That's after the
Hawaiian thumb. So beforehand, dude, like when he was Renaya, or what? How you say the first?
Renaya.
When he was a guy, dude, he was a good athlete, dude. Like he could play ball and shit. Like he played football too, and very talented, man. It just kind of wasn't interested in playing ball no more, man. Didn't get interested in playing football.
Hey, Jen, can you find a picture of Renaya before
playing
the transition?
Playing football? Yeah.
Wow.
But dude, it's a shitty story. But I think, like I said, I personally think
I want to be clear.
Yeah.
I cannot stand this person. It has absolutely nothing to do with any sort of transition or
that's nothing to do with that
sexual preference or anything like that. I can't stand this person because of how terrible of a person they are. And the whole time you're watching this documentary, this person is trying to portray themselves as the victim.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, like you don't know what life was like for me. I was just trying to live my truth.
Figure my shit out, and all this shit. And it was, and I get all that, dude. But it's just like you're fucking with somebody's life, dude. Like
livelihood. I mean, this guy had a lot going.
Yeah, a lot there. That's what.
Was he gullible? Probably, right?
For sure. Yeah. No. This is not just Renaya's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly Manti Te'o's fault. For
was he interviewed?
He was. He was the whole thing, man. He was
the two of them were in the whole thing, not in the same room, but
back and forth.
They were in the same documentary.
How was he on that? Did he seem embarrassed by it, or
Okay, so this is the thing about Manti Te'o. He's always given off this aura of I poor me.
Yeah.
Like I know I just want you to think that I'm a good person. Whether he is or not, that's not what I'm here to debate. I just want you to think that I'm a good person and feel sorry for me because of this that happened to me. It's really hard to feel sorry for him because these people dated, quote unquote, without seeing each other for a little over a year.
Yeah. But, I guess the only thing I would think is that if he was really a hardcore athlete then, and all he did was go to football practice and
that's what he said on the documentary.
Lift weights and do this, and he goes, "Well, I'll go into my room and type letters to my girlfriend or something." I mean, maybe he thought he had some kind of relationship that he didn't.
And I would buy that if he wasn't constantly trying to meet her. Like he would try to meet her a bunch, and she would come up with excuse this, excuse that, excuse this, and then finally, this is how terrible of a person this Renaya person is. Finally, this cat comes out and fakes the death of this fake person
to end it.
To end it, and then still can't let it go. Still can't let it go.
So, who were the pictures of?
It was Chick Lene, right? It was Lene. Oh, no. No, the person that was.
Lene was the fake catfish.
The fake person. That's what I'm saying. That's the picture.
But he had to have. I mean, it seemed like he would have someone that he was.
I don't remember her. I don't remember her name.
So the catfish person had a friend in high school. Had a friend that she knew of this person in high school. She used that girl's pictures, and the girl was really.
You're saying she, but it's the he, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of confusion. I know there's a lot of meat swapping, but yeah, I mean it's a lot of splitting of bananas and whatnot. Let's see. Was that? Yeah, but she was a really attractive girl. The girl that she was portraying was very attractive.
Well, I would think maybe that's what kept him.
She was Samoan,
hooked, right? I mean,
while we're looking that up, I wanted to say real quick, thank you, Tessa, for listening to the podcast, the 52. Thank you for listening to us, and also thank you for the beer, the Austin Beer Works. We said the Hellas Lager. Thank you for it. Really nice and light. I'm digging it, man. I'm really digging it, dude. Trent, you got to try it out.
When you get a chance, pop it open. Yeah,
it's really good, man. It's really nice and light.
Okay, so this is her. That's the picture. That's not the picture, but that was pictures of that person.
Yeah, it's the profile shoes.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean he
okay.
He bought into it, and nobody knew about fucking catfishing, dude. Nobody knew.
And that's the thing. And this was just when like Facebook was blowing up.
Yeah.
So I can get where somebody would be like, yeah, I'll do an online relationship for a while, and eventually we'll meet, and it'll be a thing.
No one is going to admit that you would fall for something like that, but maybe you would, right?
You never know.
Yeah, oh yeah, here you go. This is basically a collage of all the characters.
Yeah. And like I said, I think for me, like I said, back to what I was just saying, just to kind of ramp up on him. It's like I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, I thought he's extremely talented, man. He was a beast, dude. Killer player, man, on the field. He was everywhere. He could. He was everywhere.
See.
But
Chargers. Then he played for the Saints.
Yeah.
There's another team.
But the funny thing about it is, dude, it's the funny thing about it is he goes, I wanted to go to USC, but I had a change of heart and ended up going to Notre Dame at the last minute because everybody was shocked that he went to Notre Dame because he was supposed to go to USC.
Yeah.
And had he gone to USC, it'd have been a different story, man.
Was there any talk? I mean, seriously.
That's who beat him, by the way.
I mean,
USC's who beat him.
If he was on my football team, we'd be giving him a hard time in the locker room.
Oh, dude,
did he talk about that at all? I mean, surely
he said
give him a hard time.
The national was it the national championship or no the combine when he went to the NFL combine after the college season was after his college career was over, he went to the NFL combine. He went there, he walked into he didn't think nobody try to not
let it
pay
go.
attention.
Let it go. Let it go. Yeah.
So he walks into where everybody's eating. All these guys, all these NFL, all these potential NFL guys. He walks into the lunchroom area where they're eating, and as soon as everybody's talking, as soon as he walks in, it goes psh, deathly quiet. And everybody's like looking at it. Oh, that's that guy. Or there's that guy, and it's just like he felt like shit. Like he's like, God damn. Like
Man, I imagine,
dude, it was a thing for. I mean, it was. I can see the struggle he had with it, but like I said, for me, I just think he peaked in his senior year where he should have took it to. I think he should have went to the NFL. He should have passed the senior year and went to the NFL. Man,
He almost did.
he should. I think he should have. That's just me though, but I think because he was
almost
so
did.
damn talented. He's so quick, dude. He was so
Bears.
fast.
Bears was the other team he
Okay.
played for.
And it's a shame, dude. It's a shame because he was just.
All the way
he
up
had,
to
he had the
2020.
charisma. He had the charisma. He had everything about him, man. He had all. He was a total package, man. And he just,
Dude, he's only 31.
yeah. And I don't know.
I mean,
he's
I don't know if he's trying to play anymore, but I mean, he certainly, given the position that he plays, he certainly still had 5-6 more years.
I think so.
Maybe 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But he could have played a few more years. The dude was crazy talented. He really was.
I think so, man.
He just made some bad social decisions and whatever.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this Untold series, right? This documentary series.
Mhm.
There's another one with the Malice at the Palace.
Oh, dude, did you ever see that game? Did you ever see this? It was NBA. It was the Pistons and the Pacers, and it was in Detroit, right? Was it in Detroit?
Yeah.
It was in Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. What the fuck is their place called? I forget what their place is called.
Palace.
The Palace. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I got blanked out. Anyway, and there was when the crowd. Remember, the crowd threw a beer at Ron Artest, and Ron Artest went into the crowd and was fighting with the
You remember
crowd and
that?
shit.
I think so.
They went into detail. They went into crazy detail about that. And the thing about it is when they threw that beer, he hit the wrong guy. He went out to the crowd. Ron Artest. He went out to the crowd and hit the wrong guy. Man, he punched the wrong guy. It was the guy that was just standing next to the guy that threw the beer, and he punched the wrong guy. And it was just embarrassing on the NBA's. I know the security can't control that shit, but I think some of these guys, you think they would have some restraint. The NBA players.
I mean, the thing about the NBA, the crowd's right there.
They're on top of you, dude.
Yeah.
They're right on top of you. So another thing was
Fun fact.
what?
You know who was reffing that game?
Your
Tim?
boy.
Tim Donahue.
Nice.
Full circle. Look
Oh,
at
yeah,
that.
dude. All the way around, dude.
They
Fucking-
interview him
Yeah.
in that documentary.
I need to watch it. I need to watch it again. But it was good, dude. And it was funny because you had fans coming onto the floor. You had fans coming onto the floor, and guys, NBA players just punching, fans. It was weird, man, to see this. It was unreal. I mean, it was on. It was a thing that we talked about for a year. I mean, for months.
If you're listening to this, we're watching it.
Oh yeah.
We'll pull this video.
Yeah, there it
and,
is. There it goes.
And
Yeah, Ron Artest is a hell of a player, man. I mean,
so they
great
so
intensity, man.
they said what really triggered the crowd and the other team was when Ron Artest laid down
he
on
laid
the
out.
table.
Yeah, he was disrespectful.
Yeah.
But that was just Ron Artest, man.
But see, no, and this is the thing. Before I watched this documentary, the only thing I thought about this was, oh well, these
Boom, there's that beer.
like how awful of this person to to whatever.
Punched the wrong guy right there. He punched the wrong guy, dude. He's like the wrong guy. But
the thing about this documentary is they deep dive into all of these different characters.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Ron Artest was saying was, I know I did wrong.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't have went into the stands. When I laid down on the table, I was doing what my therapist told me to do,
Chill.
which was to step away from the situation
down.
and calm down. And that's all I was trying to do. He said I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. But then when the beer hit me, I flew off the handle and I shouldn't have.
I probably don't buy that, but
No, I mean, I don't know that I would either, considering his past.
I mean, Ron Artest is, he was a Laker for a while, so I was a big fan of him. And he was a hell of a player, man, hell of a rebounder. He was like he was a new age Dennis Rodman. I thought he was very talented. The funniest thing I ever saw, dude, the funniest thing I ever saw on the court was and if you're a Rockets fan, I'm sure there's probably some Rocket fans out there. It was funny when Ron Artest gave an elbow to the back of James Harden's head, dude. It was so good. It was so badass. That was the best, dude. because I'm not a fan of James Harden. I think he's a prick.
So was that game over at that point?
It was a few minutes left. I think there was a few minutes. I think
They just call it.
Yeah, there was a few. Yeah, they called that shit. I think it was both teams were disqualified. I think
there wasn't much time left. Anyway.
There wasn't much. Yeah, I think Indiana already had one.
Like
Indiana already had one. I think.
Yeah. Indiana was up by 20-something points.
Yeah.
I mean,
there it is. Oh,
that's crazy.
Will they show a replay up close there? Yeah, Ron Artest elbowing the back of his head was pretty sweet, dude. Here comes right here.
Hey, you cannot like him. James Harden has arguably the best handles.
He does. And to go into that, to kind of touch on that is like another one of these documentary things was I was watching the And One thing. And One. Do you remember the And One clothes? The basketball clothes And One. They had the basketball shorts and shit. Was And One. It kind of got into that by saying like the And One was it came from the streets, like the vibe of that thing. It's it's funny to me. Like And One was created. People know what And One was. They had gear. They had clothing, apparel, shoes, and shit.
So they started.
Yeah.
They started with making these And One quote unquote shirts, and it just had like trash talk on it.
Yeah, trash talk. And the funny thing about it is, you would think
your game's as ugly as your girl,
yeah,
or something like that.
And the thing about it is, you would think, this the way it is, and I'm not being racial or whatever thing, but you would think that somebody would come up with this would be Urban Cats or whatever.
Right.
It was three white guys from Jersey, I think. There are three white guys from
very
Jersey.
white guys, yeah.
Very, very white guys. But the thing is, they love basketball. They love the sport of it. They didn't care too much for the NBA. They like more of the street ball, like the Rutgers, the New York. It's pretty good, right?
That's
good beer,
tasty,
right?
man.
Pretty good
That's
beer.
Tasty.
So they wanted to have that street vibe of basketball. So they created this clothing for people who played the street, played street ball. Fast forward, they started gaining ground. Apparently, the thing that kept them alive, And One, wasn't the clothing, sure, whatever. But they started making shoes, and their shoes started gaining traction. Started gaining traction. So they started so that's what the shoes started making the brand big. Started making the brand real big, and then they also they were getting big with the shoes. Everything started getting so they created their own not basketball league necessarily, but their own basketball attraction.
Yeah.
Street ball players, all this stuff with tricks, all this bullshit.
It was like small scale Harlem Globetrotters.
Like Globetrotters, yeah.
But a lot more talent, a lot more skilled players. I mean, these guys could dribble like crazy, and so they had the thing. But so in the end, kind of wrap it all up with them. The reason why it failed because everybody's like, well, why did And One fail? It was huge. It was everywhere. The problem with it was like I said, the shoe was a big part of that branding. And so the guy that was one of the three white guys, I forget what his name was, but the third white guy that came on that was doing the creating the shoes and designing the shoes and all that stuff. He's like, I got burnt out. I couldn't do it anymore. He goes, I quit. So when I quit, company just tanked. They tanked because the shoe was carrying that whole company. So it just tanked.
And even what they had left was sustainable.
Yeah.
And then there was a two-prong. So they fell when the shoe guy quit.
Yeah.
And he quit because he got pissed off at the other guys because they kept bugging him about timelines and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm done. I'm done. So he quit. They fell. Even what was left was sustainable without having to sell the company or anything like that. But where they really lost it was two-pronged. And one of them was that these players thought they should be, making more money.
NBA money.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah. They thought they should be making NBA money. The biggest thing, the one thing, I think it all comes down to this one little moment that sunk the company and made them have to sell it was that Nike commercial.
Oh yeah, with the Nike commercial.
The Nike.
That commercial that Nike one where they were dribbling and all. It was like the basketball was making the beat.
The basketball was making the beat of the whatever. So anyway,
but Nike went after them.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
went head to head with
their
go head to head with Nike.
Oh yeah.
Their foothold on the whole thing was Nike is for everybody. We're just for street ballers.
For a demographic. That demographic.
And then Nike came out with that commercial saying it was Nike Freestyle is what they called it.
So it brought.
So when Nike came out with that commercial, everybody was like, "Oh, Nike," and then that left them in the dust. Yeah, that's the commercial right there.
And it was just like the basketball dribbling and the squeak of the shoes, and it made a certain noise like a beat and stuff. So that stole their demographic, a demographic of the street ball. And then they had so back to what I was going to say was with Ron Artest. he did portray that street ball. He had that vibe about him, and that's why people were drawn to him. Just like Allen Iverson, he had the same thing. He had that street ball vibe, and that's why people loved him. And you started seeing some of these crossovers and the ball going through the legs. They started doing more of that in the NBA, so that's where they kind of got pushed out. So they kind of lost their momentum there. But yeah, I think anyone got sold like 3 or 4 times, right? And like they were at now, you can get it at Walmart and shit.
I think it was like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
They sold that company
So
a
it's
bunch.
still around, huh?
It's around,
Still
but
around.
it's at Walmart and shit. Like, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not wrong with that.
The
But
brand is still around, but
Yeah.
that brand has been sold several times.
yeah, it's kind of just went away. But yeah, man, it was just it was interesting. Those documentaries are cool. But if you got Netflix and if Elon Musk fixes your internet, dude, check it out, man. If he fixes that internet, man, let me know and check out those documentaries,
He
man.
sent me an email.
What do you say?
Oh yeah.
He said, now that I need to hope for mid 2023.
Oh, Jesus,
What?
dude.
Yeah.
Golly, man.
Yeah.
When was it supposed to be delivered?
Oh, 2021?
Jesus, man.
Oh my god.
2 years behind, man.
2 years behind.
It's 2 years behind.
Let me call him up real quick. I'll
Yeah,
call him.
we'll
up
give him a
real
call.
quick.
We'll give him a call.
I mean, the guy's, he's got a lot going on.
He's busy. I think
He's
he's
busy.
But to kind of go off on a tangent here with that Manti Te'o thing, kind of what made me think about it was, have you ever seen Dog Day Afternoon?
No,
Al Pacino.
no.
Al Pacino. So Dog Day Afternoon. So Al Pacino's in this movie, and that guy
I'm
from
missing out on some things. I got
check it
nothing
out.
today.
Check it. Ralph Al Pacino's in this movie, and also the guy from Fright Night, the vampire guy.
Oh, the
He's in it,
main
dude.
vampire?
He's in it.
He's a good
The
guy.
old school
Yeah,
Fright Night.
Yeah.
So the reason why I brought it up because of the Manti Te'o thing. There he is. Check him out, dude. He looked weird, man. He was young, dude. He was young. So
Jerry Dandridge.
yeah. So yeah. So the reason why I brought that up, dude, is because it kind of went with the Manti Te'o thing. Well, not really, but it was just. I guess what I'm saying is it was made in '73. I think the movie was made in '73. It was a true story. It was 2 guys. One guy was John Watnowski, and then his buddy Sal, and they robbed a bank. It was a Chase Bank, I think, in New York City back in the '70s, and it was a story they made it. It was in a new. It was in a magazine. The story's in a magazine, and then they got turned. That guy who made the story in the magazine, they got with him. And they wanted to make the movie, so they made a movie, and they casted Al Pacino. That's the guy that Al Pacino was portraying. So they robbed this bank, and they ended up not getting any money. They got caught up in there. It turned into a big hostage situation and all this good stuff. But where it took a turn, dude, and it got weird. Like I was watching the movie, and it took a turn, like where he was like offering demands, like I got hostages in here, I want this and that. And it was weird because like you could see in that movie where life was turning to where people want their 15 minutes of fame. Just like now, people want their 15 minutes on social media. They want their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Because it was a guy, a pizza. They were in the hostage situation. Al Pacino says, "Let me get some. I'm hungry. We're hungry. Here, give it some pizzas." Pizza guy comes. Ralph Macchio. Want to say Ralph Macchio? Golly,
I know.
Al Pacino is telling him like he's turning into like a neighborhood hero. People were saying like, oh yeah, when he comes out to talk to the negotiator, the crowd's like, yeah, he's robbing a bank. He's doing this for the little guy and all this shit. He's starting to get a big head.
Hey, there's a name for that. It's Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's when the everyone falls in love with the hostage taker.
So
Start to sympathize with the hostage taker.
So at that point, dude, it started turning. Dude. It got weird on me, dude. And so Al Pacino's doing this thing, and then the pizza guy comes and delivers pizzas. And Al Pacino's got a ton of money because he just robbed this bank. He gives him like $1,000 to the pizza guy, and the pizza guy turns around, turns to the crowd, he's like, "I'm famous now. Like I deliver pizza to this guy. I'm famous."
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of like social media now. Like, dude, you do something, and you're
Everybody
famous.
wants to dogpile on, right?
2
Just
seconds.
for a little bit.
So it was that, and then the other thing was it touched on it was before its time. It was like the '70s, man. It touched on homosexuality. Like, so Al Pacino was married with a wife and kids, and they asked him, you want a phone call? You want somebody to talk to? He's like, yeah, let me call my wife. And then the vampire guy shows up. He shows up, and he's coming from a nut house, and so he gets on the phone with him. He's telling him, hey man, so Al Pacino married this dude. They were married. Like he had another life, and he was married to this guy. Dude, it took a crazy ass turn, dude. And the reason why Al Pacino was robbing that bank so he could get a sex change for the vampire guy, yeah, dude, it was a trip, dude. It went on, and it was a true story,
Wait
dude.
a second, this is a true story.
story.
I remember seeing a true crime on something about a guy robbing a bank to get a sex change operation. Yes,
It was from the 70s, and so
Hey. Huh?
Yeah. So it turns it. So it gets to that. So so basically to wrap it up, he gets negotiations. He's like, hey man, give me. I'm taking these hostages with me. I'll give you a hostage. Give me a limo. Take me to the airport. Give me a jet. I'll give you another hostage, and the rest of the hostages go with me. And then when I get to where I want to go, I'll send the hostages back on the jet, and they'll come back. So they do all that. They give it. They say, okay, cool. They give it to him. They get to the airport. He's in the front with the shotgun. His buddy's in the back seat. His buddy Sal's in the back seat with the gun on the driver is an FBI agent. They know he's an FBI agent, and he's the driver. He's driving to the airport. His buddy Sal's in the back seat with the gun to the cop's head. You know, they get to the airport, and it's time to get out of time to get out of the car to get on the jet. The cop that's driving them says, "Hey, Sal, again, please keep that gun up like that because you're gonna shoot one of these civilians. You're gonna shoot one of them." As soon as he goes up like this with a gun, that cop turns around, shoots him in the head, and then the other cop comes out of nowhere and grabs Al Pacino's gun, and it's over. And then they lock him up, dude. All that to be said, dude. To wrap it up even more, dude. The Al Pacino character, John, the bad guy, he goes to jail for 7 years, comes out, and the lawyer he had, they get married. It's a dude lawyer. His name was George. And they get married, dude. So he's got a third marriage with the dude.
Did he get his changeover or what?
I think the other guy got his change. I think he got changed.
So he didn't have to change.
But dude, yeah.
Else would have changed.
Dude, it's a whirlwind of cocks and fucking just weirdness, dude.
Hey.
It was cool. It was weird though, dude. But there was all kinds of Al Pacino got all kinds of awards for that movie. Dude.
Hey,
I didn't know that movie existed.
Oh, you gotta check it out. Dog Day Afternoon.
hey, we're done.
Hey, Dog Day Afternoon does not even begin to describe that plot that you just.
Oh, dude, it was weird.
Humanity is done.
Yeah, dude. But it was crazy. Like I said, the reason why I brought it up is because it brought up topics that we're discussing now. Dude. It had the
That's a wild story.
It had the gay community in it, and it was a lot, dude. It was ahead of its time. Okay. It was very much ahead of its time, man. So
it sounds like a Tarantino movie.
I know,
good,
right?
It was good. It was really good. Al Pacino was great that movie, dude. Al Pacino was fantastic, man. He was young, man. He was very young and handsome, man.
Did he yell? He always yells.
Oh, and you could see how some of the Scarface was coming out in that character, like the way he was yelling.
I'm gonna get a pizza.
Yeah, he was like yelling, dude. You could see that character coming through, man. It was interesting to see all that stuff come through, man.
Yeah. Wow, man, that is a
Nobody
wild
move.
Yeah.
Dude, nobody move.
Yeah. Dude, it's
Oh,
yeah.
Somebody cut these nuts off.
Yeah. Split that banana, huh?
Pepperoni.
Yeah.
We don't even sound like him at all.
No.
We're trying though.
But another thing that caught my eye in that movie, nostalgia, they had Tab, dude. They brought him pizza and Tab.
Pull tab.
Hey, for those watching the calories.
Oh yeah, you had to watch your calories. You had that was that pink can? I think it was a pink can. Tab. Yeah.
Tab Cola.
Tab Cola. Yeah. It was while you were watching that figure. Yeah, dude, check them out, dude. It was Tab Cola. Dude,
that was good.
I like that font, dude. That font's.
Hey, what about that? Hey, the glass.
The glass
still has the
hourglass.
has the shape.
Make sure you got to stay in shape, man. Yeah, dude. So, but yeah, that was my adventure this weekend. Was trying to check out an old ass movie. Like I said, I had seen that movie when I was a kid, dude, but I didn't get the gravity of it. But till when I watched it now, I was just like, holy shit, this guy's a lot of fucking twists and turns, man. I was like, it was.
Hey, so cola. Do you remember Jolt Cola?
Yeah, I love Jolt.
Before the energy drinks.
Oh yeah, dude. That had a shit ton of sugar.
Their advertisement was all the sugar and twice the caffeine.
Dude, it was good, man.
Remember?
It was good.
Jolt Cola. It
was so good. They also had Hubba Bubba soda.
I got it right. All the
All the
sugar,
sugar, twice the caffeine.
The Hubba Bubba gum soda was really good too, man. That was badass, and they had a lot of sugar too.
Jolt Cola.
There it is, dude.
Oh, that's a real thing?
Yeah, dude.
I thought you were messing around.
No, dude. It's cool shit, dude. It tasted just like the damn gum, dude. It was nuts. It was nuts.
Bubblegum soda.
Yeah, dude.
So it tasted like a mouthful of sugar.
Hey, what was
it was
the
bad.
other?
It was bad, dude.
What was the other soda that was like Jolt? It was like it was later though. It was 90s Surge.
Oh, yeah,
Surge. That was it.
Surge.
Yeah.
I remember Surge.
I remember I used
Look
to
at that.
remember I used to get a 6-pack of Surge, And that I used to get that on a Friday night when I was a fat ass kid. I used to get a 6-pack of Surge and that Bigfoot from Little Caesars. Remember the Bigfoot? The Bigfoot pizza. That was my Friday night, dude. I was fucking tearing it up, dude. That was a good time.
What was Surge? Was it like a Mountain Dew type?
Yeah, it was like
same vibe, same kind of vibe. But that Bigfoot pizza, that Bigfoot pizza from Little Caesars was a shit. It was like a big ass square pizza. Badass. The Bigfoot was a shit, dude.
Hey, it would feed a family of 5, and he ate it all
I
by
took it
yourself.
out, man. I took that family of 5 out, dude.
You didn't actually eat the whole thing though.
Oh, dude, I did, dude. I was a big kid.
Did you really?
I was a big kid, dude.
That's impressive.
I was 300 plus pounds,
Had like
dude.
little pieces of crust all over his little breakdancing mat.
Oh yeah, that's right, man. See, look at that, the Bigfoot. Oh, Pizza Hut had it. Okay, I thought it was.
Oh, look at that, yeah.
I thought it was
Bigfoot
Little
pizza.
Caesars. I thought Little Caesar had one like that too, though. Anyway,
Dude, I don't remember that. I don't remember the Bigfoot.
I wish you still had that breakdancing mat, man.
we'll get one, dude. We'll get one. Pizza, dude.
Pizza by the foot. That was Little Caesars.
Little Caesars, man. They had their
Hey,
own gimmick.
okay. So I want to ask you guys. This is a 2-part question. Okay, so you can have 2 answers.
All right.
Favorite pizza?
I know you always like to have more than one answer. I
Well,
know you
yeah,
do.
dude. Yeah. I'm big on lists,
Okay.
man. I want a list. All right. So 2-part answer. Favorite pizza, and then what's your I had a bad day. I just want to order a pizza and watch a movie. Like if you're ordering fast food pizza or like favorite pizza. So give me like what do you think your best like what's your favorite pizza, and then like your feel good pizza.
You know, any thin crust, you know, I would say if it's Pizza Hut or Papa John's, or I know you look at me, you glare at me when I say Papa John's, but you know, truth be told, you ate some and you liked it.
Oh, he loved it.
I did.
It.
Put that picture in there.
Put that picture in there.
But the deal is I like thin crust pizza, so that's good. But I'm going to tell you the good pizza just to feel good is a Totino's at home, man.
Oh yeah.
Frozen
Get
pizza,
that
man.
thing and you know, look in the refrigerator and find some extra cheese or something and dial it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's good. But it was always the Totino's at home. You can never go wrong. Remember those old high top pizzas that were just a step above cardboard?
I do.
And
They were about this big,
yeah,
right?
they were I don't know why we would ever have those. They would maybe be on sale or something, or times were tough, I guess. But we'd have those every once in a while. But the Totino's pizza, that was it.
That's your feel good.
Yes.
What's your fate like if you were like best pizza, man? Best pizza I've ever had. What would that be? Think about it. We'll come back to it. What's your feel good pizza?
My feel good pizza, man. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's called it's got a big mouth on it, and you get it in the frozen food section. It's all like it's really nice cheese. I can't think of it.
Tony's?
No, it's got that big mouth on it. It's is it?
It's Tony's, right?
Tony's? Yeah, it's a amazing pizza, dude. You think it's like gourmet pizza, and it's just out of the freezer, you know.
They used to
And
have
that's
those.
no, that's not the one. No, it's got a big mouth on it or something like that, like with the cow or some bullshit on it.
Oh,
you know, you
I
get-
was thinking that guy right there.
Tony's Pizza. Yeah.
But anyway, my go-to pizza, kind of like Johnny. I like the thin crust. I like where it's mostly cracker, where it's all crust,
Yeah.
crunchy and shit. That's the kind of because I want to taste the toppings, dude. I want to taste it,
Mhm.
and I don't do fuck sauce, dude. I don't fuck with sauce, dude.
Yeah.
Sauce, dude. I don't. It takes away.
I'll
from the
get
flavor,
light
dude.
sauce. I'll get light sauce.
It takes away from the fucking meats and shit.
I'll get light
And the
sauce.
vegetables.
I'll get light
It
sauce.
takes away from the veg. I want the veggie. Because I like. Sometimes I like to go the works. Works
Yeah.
is the shit. Yeah, I like to get extra fat and go works. I thought you didn't find that piece. Oh yeah, it's okay. Anyway, it's from the frozen food aisle. It's got it's I can't remember what it's called, but dude, that pizza is top notch. Dude. Like Johnny said, you can
It's just
doll it
like
up.
it's like a frozen pizza.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's a certain brand, and it's like I think it's like $10 a pizza.
Those
But
Red Barons were down there for the rich kids. Ate their Red Barons.
The Red Baron, huh?
We didn't get those.
That's what my frozen pizza.
I know you're
No.
You're going Red Baron.
No, if I was gonna pick a frozen pizza, Red Baron is.
I
my
remember the
jam.
commercials
Red
with the
Baron's my
Baron.
jam.
Yeah.
That was good.
It is as far as frozen pizzas
it
go. It
There
is
it
a
is.
little heftier.
Screaming Sicilian.
What?
What?
get
I've
that
never
one.
even seen
It's
this.
in the cold box. HEB. Screaming Sicilian. That's the shit, dude. If you get that
Nice.
one, it's like gourmet shit, dude. It's-
Oh, that's the rich people frozen pizza.
It's good. It's really good, man. It's really good. And you can doll it up, like you said, the Giants said, you can doll it up with some Serranos and
Yeah.
burn that hole up, man.
Yeah.
Burn that, blow that O-ring out, dude. Go for it. You gotta go for it.
No,
man.
I mean, if I was gonna do frozen pizza, yeah, it'd be Red Baron. I'll still buy Red Baron every now and then. Now, I just like running the in the store. But I
Light
mean,
sauce.
if I'm doing feel good pizza, I'm just gonna order some Domino's. I mean, I'm a sucker for the thin crust.
Thin crust is shit.
You get
man.
the thin crust Domino's, pepperoni, and they got that oregano seasoning they put on it. Oh man, it's so good. It's terrible for you, I'm sure.
For sure, yeah.
But
Pizza, right? It's I heard it the other day, right? It's round. It comes in a square box, and you cut it into triangles.
Hey,
I mean,
Hey, teaching you shapes, man.
it's the oddest food around.
so true.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Sesame Street, man.
Keeps you
PBS, man.
geometry.
Dude, if you ever go to Austin, if you ever guys go to Austin, there's this place called Manga's Pizza, and it's got a big dinosaur on there. It's got a big dinosaur. If you ever go, the pizza there is phenomenal, man. Like it's Chicago style pizza. It's Chicago style pizza.
I'm out.
I know. But a slice, dude. A slice is like, it's massive, dude. It's like that thick. It's amazing. Like you can get a medium, and you'll be knocked out for the weekend, man.
Yeah.
It's so thick. Yeah, it's in Austin. There's a few locations. Deep Ellum, yeah, Serious Pizza. Serious Pizza is really good. They got a big ass slice like the New York style slice.
Yeah.
It's in
I
Dallas.
like New York style because I'm a thin crust guy like you. So
I always wanted to be like I always wanted to be like John Travolta and have the big slices and smash them together and then walk down the street eating the slices together.
Dude, okay, so if I'm
that's a hell of a thing to sit at home going, man.
I want to be John
I want to
Travolta.
be, man.
I want to eat pizza.
I want to do that.
I want to eat pizza and look like John Travolta.
like
walking
John
down
Travolta.
it's that scene, man. It's a classic
dude,
scene.
Hey, he's had some eye work, man. He's had some eye work.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
It's called Manga's Pizza or Manga's Pizza, something like that, in Austin. Anyway, that's it right there. Yeah. That's
If I'm going to Austin, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to Pine House Pizza.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, for
Pine
sure,
House
for sure,
Pizza
for sure.
Is
This has been like a staple
Jam.
in Austin for a
Yeah,
while, and it's
Yeah.
it's a nice place. Another thing is, thank you again, Tessa, for bringing me that Thundercloud. If you go to Austin, get us stuff from Thundercloud Subs. Thundercloud's the only chain I think it's only in Austin. Thundercloud Subs, and phenomenal subs, man. It's like a Jersey Mike's on steroids, man. It's way better, fresher meats, fresher vegetables. It's just the bread's amazing.
Sweet.
Thundercloud, man. Check them out, man. It's good shit. Austin does have some good shit,
good stuff.
Yeah, they got some good shit, good spots.
Pine House Pizza, man. I
love it.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, and they have a cheese dip too that was really good, like a queso. Really good.
Hey, do you mess with that Pizza Shack?
I've never been. The one that's down the street.
Yeah, well, in Willis.
Yeah, I've never been.
Hey, if I'm going to Austin, I'm going to Salvation Pizza.
Salvation.
Never
Pizza.
had that.
It's check it out. It's on Rainy.
Okay. Is it like near the downtown shits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Rainy. It's good. We discovered it, and if you ask me what's the best I've ever had, I would say that one.
Oh yeah, those slices look
Salvation
good,
Pizza.
man. The slices look good.
I would
man.
say that
I
one.
like that.
That is the best I've had.
Yeah, it looks really good, man.
Hey, you know what I
want
wanted?
to stand and shit and it's burnt on the edges. I love that, dude. I love that.
You know what I wanted growing
It's
up
brick
all the
oven.
time.
Is it-
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it when it's burnt like that.
What I wanted growing up all the time? Sbarro.
I didn't know how to say it.
Are you serious?
Sbarro, dude.
So you're like Michael Scott when he's in Times Square. He goes, "I'll take you to all the best Italian restaurants." He goes down to Sbarro's. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Sbarro's? Like, no, they used to have it at the Galleria.
If you know me, then you know me well enough to know that I mean, it's hard to eat. It's hard to find bad pizza for me.
It's just like, well, I don't want to say that. Well, yeah,
Man, we went right off the rails.
went off the road from talking about
We're babbling about
pizza, all kinds of good. We're talking mantateo to pizza and other kind of triangles and shit. You know,
babbling.
we switched it up, dude. We went from one kind of triangle to another kind of triangle.
trying to fill space.
Oh,
Switching it up, man.
Get it up.
But no, so football season Thursday, man. We're back at it. It's back. This regular season's back on it, man.
Regular season's back.
It's back, dude. Sunday we got the Cowboys and Patriots again, or Cowboys and Tampa Bay.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, the Buccaneers. Sorry, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Basically the Patriots.
Yeah, basically.
So what do Cowboys have for backup quarterbacks now? Right?
I heard they had nothing.
Isn't that crazy?
I heard they had nothing. I heard they got rid of what's his name.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forget his name. But yeah, nothing apparently, dude. I was watching Hard Knocks, dude. Another thing, if you guys got time, check out the Hard Knocks, the Detroit Lions. It was really good, man. It was a really good season. They had a good season. That coach is really cool, man. He's really intense. Like their coach, I don't know what his name is, but yeah, Detroit Lions, man. Baseball. Anyway, but yeah, dude. Detroit Lions, Hard Knocks. Check it out, man. It's good shit, man.
Football's back on. Everybody will.
Cowboys gonna be any good?
No, dude. I don't know. I know Tom Brady was talking good about Dak. You know, he was just saying that I think this is his time to shine. This is his year to shine. If he doesn't do it now, basically it's hang it up, man, kind of thing. I think it's his time to shine. But
even if you don't like him, you would still probably say,
you probably would
better
still
do
say
it
hang it up. Yeah. Oh, I'm saying that shit. You better get this shit together.
Hey, whose check engine light is on more, him or Zeke?
Oh, him.
Fucking him, because Zeke is.
Him.
I think Zeke's over with because what's the other guy that's back? They're running back with him.
Pollard.
Pollard's better. I like Pollard.
I think
better.
Pollard's better. I mean,
Zeke's terrible. I think
he's
he
certainly
peaked already.
cheaper.
Yeah, he peaked already. I think he already.
But no, I mean,
it's like a big Ewok. He looked like an Ewok.
Yeah.
Dak he's had one really good year, and then a couple of like, all right, But like, if you're gonna be the quarterback of the Cowboys and bring something that is even remotely close to the 90s, you're gonna have to do more than what he's doing right now,
for sure.
Okay, so Chargers, one hit wonder or back again?
I think it's one hit wonder. I think it is. I could be wrong, but I think so.
I'm a Matthew Stafford fan, so
he's fine. Yeah, he's good. He's awesome, dude. I loved him in Detroit, man.
What about Big D Joe? He's coming back.
Cincinnati.
Joe's coming back.
I'm out. You know why though, right?
Because you don't like
cigars.
No.
Did he smoke cigars?
No.
Because you're intimidated.
Because he went to LSU.
He's a Tiger, man.
I'm out.
He's a Tiger, man.
I'm out. Anybody that was a quarterback at LSU and then comes out and acts like he does, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Tampa Bay.
You're why I don't like LSU.
No, the guy's got charisma, dude. He's gonna be something else. I think he's gonna be a big star. I think he's gonna be the next.
He's gonna be the new.
Careful,
Jim. I think he's gonna be the next Jim McMahon kind of thing.
You think?
I think so. He's got that charisma. He's got that style, man. Or Joe Namath with a fur coat.
I think he's gonna be the next Joe Namath.
Yeah, fur coat, the whole act, and all that bullshit.
The cool, just too cool.
Too cool for school, man.
Because everyone loves
Smoking Joe.
Everyone loves Joe Namath now.
Oh yeah,
but they didn't all love him then.
No,
Some thought he was too much of an ass.
And then they stopped loving him when he wanted to kiss old girl on TV when he was like, "Give me a kiss." I forgot what that girl's name, that announcer on the sideline when he was trying to get a kiss from her. That was funny as shit. That's a great bit. That's a great clip. He was Joe Namath was trying to get a kiss.
Didn't that happen with Brett Favre too?
With the dick pic?
Favre?
Favre? With the what's the chick's name?
Oh yeah, not Hannah Storm. What the fuck am I thinking about?
Michelle Tafoya?
No, the other girl, the tall one.
What I can think of.
Yeah,
blonde girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was her. Somebody sent her some kind of dick pic though.
It was him.
Joe Namath, right there. He's Susie Colbert. Yeah, he tried to kiss her. He's like, "Give me a kiss."
Joe was probably drunk.
Awkward as
In
shit,
his defense, he was probably drunk.
He was probably plastered,
shit,
dude.
Yeah.
Probably plastered.
But yeah, dude, if you take a chance, you got time on your hands and you got time to kill at work and you're trying to fuck off in the restroom taking a shit, Google Favre's dick pic, and if you look down at his feet, he's got Crocs on. He's got Crocs on. He's got his cock out with Crocs on, dude. So check that out, dude. If you got time, look at that, dude. Take a look at that. It's good. It's priceless, dude.
Oh man.
Man.
All right, we covered a lot of topics today.
We're good, man. We're all over the place, man. We're all over the map. We're gonna eat chicken next week, man. That canned chicken's happening next week.
You're understating the fact that you're fixing to eat pistachios with razor blades.
Oh, that's the foreplay, and then you get the full action.
You better do that second, because you're not gonna be eating anything for a week.
That chicken's gonna be on the. Chicken's gonna be off the hook, man. I can't wait.
So much.
I want to eat that damn chicken.
Oh, dude, it's covered in jelly. It'll just slide down the gullet.
Do we get to put it in the microwave or straight out of the can?
No, dude, no.
No, it can't be cold.
Straight out of the can. All right.
Straight out of the can.
Right.
If I'm eating anchovies with heads,
That's cool.
you're eating it straight out of the can.
All right. I'm okay with that. I'll go for it.
Whatever.
I might not even let you pour it out of the can. You might just dig it out of the can.
You don't get demands on this thing over here.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that chicken in the can. We'll get that ordered up.
You're not looking forward to it, dude. Don't lie.
You eat the minnows.
I'm all in, man. And then we'll do pistachios and the peanuts with the shells. So we'll do all that next week. We're gonna do all that. We're gonna have a good time.
Where can people find you on social media, Keith?
Dude, Talented Savage, man. Take a look. Give it a follow.
Hey, MX429, check it out. Give us a follow.
Yeah. 52,
and comment. Let us know what's up. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Johnny, do you follow me on Instagram?
I don't.
It's real. It's real Trent Graham.
It's no good, man.
Follow the 52 podcast on Instagram as well. This has been the 52 podcast, man. We'll check you guys next time. Adios.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.